Greetings from Thailand. They have another setup. Here we can see crossbite. Let's see how we can fix this. I also like to improve torque of the incisors. So let's start as usual with the roots. Go to change local origo. And here we can turn off the photorealistic rendering. So it works smoother. And here we are checking the axis. Make sure they match the real anatomy of the teeth. First of all from the occlusal view, then we switch to the side view. I'm not going to move the second molars, and for the first molars I'm going to just expand, so that's why I position the axis this way, ignoring the anatomy. But for incisors and canines, it's super important to correctly position the roots. Okay, now we check the torque. Looks okay. Maybe here we can adjust it a little bit. Okay, center rotation is in the middle of the root, as we usually do with the clear aligners. Lower jaw. Side view. Not many adjustments, my technician did it correct. Oh, I see two roots, but they are short. Torque looks okay. Make sure that the center rotation placed here, as I usually do. Root 70%, so it goes approximately, the center rotation is set approximately in the middle of the root, which means we're going to rotate, tip the incisors, not use bodily movements, and the mesial distal and vestibular oral directions. So now we can proceed to the virtual setup. And first of all, I'm going to check if we have enough bone to fix this crossbite. Let's see if we stay in the alveolar bone. If we expand tooth 44, I think, yes, we're able to do that. I don't like to move the posterior teeth to oral direction, but I think here it's the only option. Yeah, we have enough bone, and this is what I wanted to check to see. So, and we are going to combine tipping and translation. Well, how much room we need? Ah, I see. Yeah. So lack of bone here. But let's see. I think we just tip it and make some kind of bodily movement. Okay. I think we're able to do this. And for the lower premolar, there are no issues with the bone. Good news for us. Well, do we need to distalize to get this room here? I think no, we don't. But for the lower arch, do we need to make some distalization? Let me check. Or we can just strip. I think, yeah. My initial plan was to distalize the right side, but I think we're fine. We don't even need it. So let's start to work with layers. At the layer 1, I'm going to expand. Let's turn the gingiva off. We don't need it anymore. And if we want to rotate this premolar, we need to make some round tripping on it. So to tip it forward and rotate, then tip it backwards and rotate. I mean at the layer 2 or some other layers in the future. And here our second goal is to improve torque. So at the layer 1, we're going to tip the incisors and make some intrusion as well. And at layer 2, we're going to make a bodily retraction without a palatal tipping. I think it's going to be an interesting case with good results and not that long, maybe 20-25 aligners, but let's see. So, should we expand more? "13 degrees of torque, which is acceptable. Let's see the superimposition. Where is it? I do not expand the second molars because we cannot move this teeth with just the tip of an aligner, but we can make some more tension in the aligner if we make this movement, if we move the second molars towards the palatal direction. So the expansion is going to work better. And if I need some good expansion, I always do this with the second molars. 13. Oh, 21 degree of torque. But still not enough. Should we intrude? I think yes. We need quite a big intrusion here, so which I usually intrude at the when I retract the way back, but here I think we have to start to intrude even at the layer 1, because the total amount of intrusion is big. Okay. Lower jaw, do the same. Let's see what degree of expansion do we need to achieve. Okay. Make sure there are no intersection between the upper and lower teeth. So if we see some, we should avoid them. I have made the 10 degrees of torque. It means I can rotate for not more than 10 degrees. It's one of my main rules of achieving successful rotations. Ten degrees. Here I don't need that much of rotation. And I always try to set the incisors and the canines at one line so that it's more comfortable for me to make an IPR when the teeth are aligned. And they always go the same direction with the same speed. Are there any intersections? Yes, there are some. Should we expand even more? Or we can also intrude the incisors at the first layer. When we intrude 4 incisors, we need at least 4 attachments for retention. So we're going to use, we're going to put at least 4 attachments here on all the premolars, same upper and lower arches. Well, it's still crossbite here, but we're going to fix it at the second layer. It's not a problem for us anymore, since we know we have enough bone. Maybe we should have done some distal tipping of the second molars. so that we don't need to make any IPR in this contact between them and the first molars, because I don't like this when we have to make IPR here. So I'll make some slight distal tipping. Let's see the superimposition. I think if we have used brackets here, we've got the same amount of expansion. So I'm never afraid of this amount of expansion if we are not limited with the bone. Okay. Layer 2. Both arches. Let's put this premolar to its final position so that we fix the crossbite. The root is okay. And now we're going to make some retraction, intrusion, and maybe to try to improve the torque as much as we can. So on the way back, I don't use the tipping, only for canines, but for incisors, because for canines it's just impossible to improve the torque. But for incisors, it could be achievable. Okay. Let's make some more IPR. Because here I would like to improve the angulation. But I'm not sure if we can combine this movement with torque or rotations. Yes, we're going to do this because when I improve the angulation, I like the teeth positions much more. So even if it doesn't work, it's okay for us. So let's cancel these movements, because to work with angulation, we need to replace the center of rotation, put it to the middle of the crown, not in the root. So we'll get back to it later. And improved it at the layer 1. Well, first of all, let's I think we should add some tipping to stay inside the bone, or what? No, it's too much. So yep, we add some tipping. here as well. Here we can clearly see the limitations we have because of the bone tissues you see here. So it means we need to combine tipping with retraction. Closing the spaces. Okay, somehow like that, but we're improved the angulation, the axis of the incisors. But maybe we don't even need it. We just strip it like this. And maybe we tip these incisors towards the left side, this one towards the right side. Make some IPR. Does it look okay? I think it does. So I always try to simplify my virtual setups. Trying not to implement any movements with unpredictable result. At least trying to make them, maybe to divide them into some more simple stages. Okay, let's get back to it later and do something to the lower jaw. Let's turn the gingiva off and start the retraction. Oh. Now we can start adjusting the occlusal contacts. I don't like this distal tipping. Why did we get it? Is this because of the rotation? I think yes. Maybe it's just an incorrect simulation of the gingiva, because I've added just 2 degrees of tipping. It's 0.3 millimeters. It's just nothing. Should we reduce the rotation? Maybe it's not the worst idea. Let it be 5 degrees. Okay. So what's next? Now we align the incisors. Fortunately, we don't have any big rotations here. Oh. Let's try to combine tipping movements and retraction. And if we retract, we're going to put attachments, which Invisalign calls power ridges. So Maestro calls them and the negative attachments. I think we have to grind these incisal edges of the incisors, but we'll do this at the final stages. I mean, when the patient will be wearing the last set of aligners. Now I'm checking the overcorrection, if I need it, and where do I need it, if I do. So this incisor was the distal, its mesial edge was here, outwards the distal edge of the central incisor, so I always make this opposite for like 5 to 10%. I turn on the initial position, I turn on the final position and adjust it so that I overcorrect for some degree. Yeah, we're gonna get some black triangle here. And I think we have just nothing to do with this axis. Because if we combine the correction of the axis with the rotation for 16.5 degrees and body retraction and intrusion and even distal tipping, it's not gonna work. Too complicated. So we have to sacrifice something. And I always sacrifice the most complicated movements. Okay, I didn't say it's gonna be an ideal result, because for an ideal result we're going to use lingual brackets, maybe. Yep, I think I would not use any surgical techniques here, but liners definitely cannot give us the perfect result in terms of the torque, angulation, and blah blah blah, but it's a compromise case, as we usually say. And the patient understand this, and the doctor understand this. This actually is my patient in my clinic. Of course, I want to improve the axis here, but you can do it on the setup, but I don't think it's gonna work. So I try to make my setups more realistic. Well, the intrusion of this canine won't work as well, so we'll grind it once we at the final stage. Well, let's put the attachments, and we start with attachments for retention. I'm going to use the spherical ones. Oh, 22 degrees of rotation. If we put the retentive attachment here, I think it's gonna be not the best idea. Since it will not be matching with the aligner very quickly. That's why I'll put these attachments on the canines and the second premolars, since we don't rotate them. And we have big crowns here, which also helps us with the retention of an aligner. Good crowns is okay. Big crowns is okay, I mean. And big roots is not okay for us. 5.7, okay. Making sure there are no intersections between the attachments on the lower teeth and the upper teeth crowns. I prefer to make it 90 degrees from the attachment surface to the crown. So let's gonna add -5 torque here. Same here, so here's +5. Here -5. And here is fine. Well, do we need any attachments on the molars? I think no, because the crowns are quite big, so I don't need. I don't think we need it. Canines. 3 degrees, 6 degrees, 6 degrees. Don't need. Attachments for retraction. So we retract all the incisors on the upper jaw. So we go to attachment shape tree, choose it and put it this way. 0.2, yeah, the dimensions are fine. Don't forget to click here so that it's an it turns reddish, so it means it's a negative attachment, not just a regular attachment. I'm going to use graphy material here, or at least Zendura FLX, to let this work. Don't save money on good material. Okay, for vestibular tipping we don't need any special attachments. It will work just with the shape of an aligner. But here, should we add the negative attachment on the opposite side? I think no, because we combined the body retraction with the tipping, so I think we don't need any. I mean, this way, when we support the tooth, when we keep it when we push it from the lingual side, and both from this, like we put it close to gingiva, and put it here close to the incisal edge. So when we retract this way, blah blah blah, we prevent it from tipping. But here we need some tipping, so we'll combine tipping with translation, so that we just put one negative attachment at every incisor. Do we need any negatives here? Here not here, yes. Is this layer 2? Yes, it is. Copy paste, and let's see if we need any negative attachments and the first layer to help the rotations. We rotate for 8, 9, 7, and 20 degrees here. Oh, sorry, 12. So let's reduce it to 10 so that we match the rotation at torque numbers. Fine. Yes, I'd like to use the negative attachments here. But first of all, let's set all these attachments to all the layers. We don't need these attachments at the layer 1, but we're going to use also negative attachments, the same shape, but we'll make them vertical. 1.2 and scale Z 2.4 millimeters negative. So here it's plus. It means it's a mesial rotation, so we put it here. Am I right? Yes. Here it's a mesial rotation as well. Here it's distal rotation, so we put it here to the mesial side. And here we don't rotate much. So 3 negative attachments are fine. Okay, the numbers. Now let's go to the models builder, see how many liners do we need to print. Wow. Because of this center incisor, it goes for huge amount of degrees, so let it be 17. At the first layer, and 6. I think 6 is fine. Yes, rotation 1.1. Extrusion, intrusion, just 30 microns. But let's make 7, okay. $34, not that many, actually. And I'd like to see the exact same quantity of aligners at the upper jaw. Okay, here we expand this canine more than any other teeth. So we're gonna make it slowly. 14 aligners. And here we retract, and we're also going to make it slowly. So 0.22. Should be okay. Yep. 24 in total. Launch the animation. Maestro have crashed, and my video recording also stopped. So what did I do? I turned the animation on, and I noticed that there was an intersection, so that one center incisor, it was going through the surface of the left one, and I get back to my virtual setup and created one additional layer, so that at the layer 1 I leave the center incisor slightly I leave it more lingually, so that we create some room for it to go to, and after that at layer 2 we just tip it to this room we've created, and only after that we retract as we did it at the layer 2. Now it's the layer 3. So yep, unfortunately my video recording stopped, but it's I think it's an interesting technique. When you see some intersections in the mesial distal direction, you can go to the setup, create one or two additional layers to slow down the movements. So first of all you create the space, and then you move the teeth to that space. And now let's turn the animation on. Expansion, retraction of the frontal teeth, some intrusion. Should work. Okay. And here, layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. So at the layer 2, we move just 2 teeth. Okay, I'm going to send these models to my 3D printer. Thank you for watching.